It's movie night, and I'm back with my son here, Hayden. Say what's up, hey.
What's it?
What's up? We just got back from seeing Jurassic World
Fallen
Kingdom. This dude has been wanting to see this movie for forever. I know I did. We are huge Jurassic Park fans. You can see my guy's shirt. He's got my favorite character and dinosaur from these movies, from the dinosaur side of it, and that's the T-Rex from the original film, from Jurassic World, and from Fallen Kingdom. She's been in 3 films this time. So, yeah, the T-Rex from the first one is actually the T-Rex in Jurassic World and in Fallen Kingdom. So, we're going to talk, this is going to be a review. We're just, like always, just talking about everything about this movie. Also, I'm going to do a 5-part review series of all 5 of the films, where it's just me on the camera going even more in depth over all 5 films. I'm going to review each film, and it'll be in its own package. That should be up maybe in the next couple of weeks. But let's get into this movie, Fallen Kingdom. We have returning Owen Grady, played by Chris Pratt. We have Bryce Dallas Howard back as well. And I always thought Claire, who's played by Bryce Dallas Howard, Claire, almost both these movies are kind of like her films.
Yeah.
Because she had the biggest story arc. In the first, in Jurassic World, she was like on board with like, they're just animals.
Yeah.
Who cares, right? Mm-hmm. And then at the end of the movie, she was like, once that Patasaurus died, you could tell she was like, oh, these are animals, and then we shouldn't just be...
Yeah, that was a Brachiosaurus.
In the first movie.
Yeah, that was...
The first movie I was talking about, when the one that died. Mm-hmm. And that's when she was like, man, she started crying and was like, oh, okay, these are just animals. These aren't just animals. These are living, breathing animals that we need to respect. And that carries over into this movie, where she is wanting to go to the island and get all the dinosaurs off the island while this volcano that was once dormant is now active again. And from the trailers, we thought the whole movie was going to be based on kind of that aspect, right?
Yeah.
You remember? I was looking forward to the volcano. Now, before we get into some of the character stuff, we're going to talk about, let's just get them out the way. Let's show them the Indoraptor. Now, you guys know I'm into Pops, but we ended up getting this guy.
Yeah.
For the movie. Now, obviously, the Indoraptor is a hybrid. It's not a true dinosaur. But going into it, we thought, you know what? How much is this animal really going to be featured in the movie? Because they can't just do a repeat of what Indominus Rex did in Jurassic World. They had to do something different. What did you think about the Indoraptor?
Well, it was kind of cool, but...
Go ahead and say it.
I'm not a big fan of him.
He's not a big fan. We should have brought your toy down that I bought him. He actually has the Indoraptor toy. Very rare toy. This pop was very rare. It was supposed to be promised to be a very big animal presence in the film, almost like Indominus Rex. And I have to say, we were a little disappointed in how little screen time the Indoraptor gets. And not only that, it really had no... There was really just not a lot to the animal. The Indominus Rex, you cared when that animal died. When the Indoraptor died, everybody was like, no, who cares? I mean, really, it was just like, who cares? And it happened so fast that you don't have any chance to get an emotional development with the Indoraptor, where the Indominus Rex, you had an entire film to be attached to it, so you felt bad at the end of the movie when the Indominus Rex. You don't get that with this one. This animal is in the movie for one act, and I knew that was going to be the case. I could tell by the trailer that the Indoraptor was not going to be a huge part in this movie. Now, maybe he will be in the third one. They might, because remember, this was a prototype Indoraptor, which is bred from an Indominus Rex genes and just a normal Velociraptor. And they wanted to get the Indominus Rex genes with blue genes. Blue jeans. Blue jeans.
I am blue.
I am blue jeans. That's a blue. And they were hoping to get those genes put together, and so you can have, what was missing from the Indoraptor was the incredible smarts like Blue had, right? Let's talk about the volcano scene. The first half of this movie is all about getting these dinosaurs, what we thought, go get them off the island. So in the volcano sequence, we have Owen, Grady, and Claire go in with his team to get specifically Blue for a guy in the film who basically wants to weaponize the Indoraptor in order to get the prototype from just being an animal that is basically a killing machine. They want an animal that completely obeys human beings without question, to the point where you could say, go kill that guy, and the raptor would do it and come back to you and say, okay, where's the next target? And they're missing that. They need the genes from Blue. What Claire and Owen don't know is that the team that they're along with to get these dinosaurs out have already taken animals off the island, and they're taking primarily carnivores, meat eaters. They're leaving the plant eaters, and they're picking and choosing what they want to bring off the island, and they're not really thinking about it too much until the volcano starts to erupt. And that's when you start to see the true intentions of the team that sent them there, because you see they're taking out Baryonyx, meat eater, they're taking out the T-Rex, they're taking out Blue, the raptor, they're taking out
Stegosaurus.
They're taking out the more impressive, bigger animals. The Ankylosaurus, they took that one out because of the armor. You know, they're thinking military application, which is a
Stegosaurus too.
Yeah, which is obviously with the tail like that and the plates or whatever. I mean, yeah, you're talking about if you can get that, if you can get a Stegosaurus, Triceratops, anything that could hurt. But they were leaving like the long necks. You know what I'm saying? They left the Apatosaurus, Brachiosaurus. They left around some. They weren't picking up Campeas, were they? You know what I'm saying? So they were leaving these animals, and I don't personally like the whole military aspect of what they're trying to do with this series, with every freaking animal. You know that the hybrids that they bring in being bred only to be killing machines, and you know, things like that. It's like they've done it in 2 movies now. So there's one more movie coming up in this Jurassic World series, and I hope it changes. Now this guy here is my favorite character in Jurassic Park, Dr. Ian Malcolm, played by Jeff Goldblum, and he's in one scene basically that's cut into 2 parts, and he's basically given a testimony and his thoughts of should these dinosaurs be saved from the island, or should you just let them be? And in real life, if there's an island exploding, you're not going to run in and go and start evacuating everybody out. I mean, human beings don't even do that with other human beings. So the question was raised, do you go in and save these dinosaurs?
Or just let them die?
Or just let them be like they were millions of years ago, right?
Yeah, make them, just let them die.
Let them die.
He said.
Let them die naturally.
Yeah, the prehistoric times, no, we're going to save them.
Right, because we couldn't save them. If if a volcano went off right now, there are human beings that they wouldn't go in and save. And that's a good point that you just made too, because what happened when they started saving them? They came back and they were what? They were selling them, you remember?
Yeah.
They were putting these dinosaurs on auction to world leaders, and they were bidding millions of dollars on these dinosaurs. And who knows what each one of those guys are going to get. So Jeff Goldblum's character of Ian.
Yeah, but you know that big dinosaurs do not follow all those. Only velociraptors do.
Yeah, well, that's the whole thing. We talked about that too, is that there are no velociraptors in this movie except for one, which is Blue. Which is probably, if they could get their hands on another batch of velociraptors, that'd be pretty much what they want to do. Now, let's talk about the dinosaurs here, a bunch of them. Now, we get to see some dinosaurs in this one we have not seen before in any other movies. Let's start with Baryonyx.
Spinosaurus' cousin.
Right, and I was hoping we would see Spinosaurus. We didn't see him. I was really hoping we was going to see him in this movie. And we did see, they had a skeleton of him. The second half of the movie is basically indoors in this guy's mansion, right? And that's where we get to see up close Baryonyx.
And
no, Baryonyx was on the island.
Yeah, he was.
That's
on
right.
The
Yeah,
island.
yeah. They took him off, but we got to see the really cool scene of Baryonyx chasing after the 2 new characters.
Yeah.
Claire and the little the science, the little computer geek dude, and they get locked in that thing. You want to know another scene that was funny about this movie was when Owen was they shoot Owen once the team has found out that by Owen and Claire that they're up to like just wanted to take out these animals. They turn on him, and Owen gets shot with a dart gun and gets he passes out, and once the volcano starts erupting, and then the lava
tries to take him out.
Right, he can't move. He's literally laying on the ground,
and then he finally woke up. Oh, this mama, I'm gonna get burnt today.
He's like, oh crap, but he can't move. So it was a very weird tension scene because you have like he's sitting here, he cannot move, and there's lava pouring down literally right next to him. He's like literally grabbing his body and like rolling up on stuff. And I thought that was clever. I thought that was one of my favorite scenes in the movie. The baryonyx scene was freaking sweet. I love that because how are you gonna get caught inside of this? They're caught inside of basically a room made out of concrete, and they're just stuck in this room with this baryonyx.
And the baryonyx couldn't get up because lava, and then he got splashed by lava on his forehead.
Right.
Oh my god,
See, we're jumping all over the place. We were in the house, now we're back in the volcano. Let's keep going with the volcano. Another thing was cool is we got to see the gyrosphere again, which was in the trailer. To kind of make the point that these dinosaurs probably should have been left alone on the island is when you start to see when the volcano is erupting, that these dinosaurs, literally, there are still dinosaurs hunting and doing natural things, like the Carnotaur. And it's like, if a Carnotaur is still hunting while a freaking volcano is erupting, what do you think that thing's going to do when you take it off the island, right? You know what I'm saying?
But there's another one on this. There was another one on
another Carnotaur, right?
Yeah, but it was, and then the Carnotaur was fighting over the guy and versus the T-Rex.
Yeah, but the Carnotaur was hunting still, and he's like the Pachyrhinosaurus. He was fighting with him, and then the T-Rex, my girl from the first film, comes in and
the Pachyrhinosaurus comes out.
Right. Yeah. From the trailer, it looked like the T-Rex was hunting, and then you find out in the movie the T-Rex actually wasn't hunting at all. The Carnotaur was hunting. And the T-Rex basically saves them. I don't know if he remembered Claire and Owen from the first one, from the end of that movie, because remember he saw Claire and Owen at the end of the... Yeah. Oh, she did. I said he. She saw them at the end of the first movie. But there's a 4-year difference in this movie, I think. Yeah. Is there? It's like 3 years.
3.
There's 3 years. And I
don't know how she survived.
She actually looked more healthier in this movie than she did in the last movie. Yeah, she was thinner in Jurassic World than she was in this movie.
Yeah, she had more white.
Which is what I'm.
No, when you saw her hair doing that.
Right. She looked healthy though. She looked almost like she did in the first Jurassic Park. Yeah. And that's another.
And her scars from the down and are already white.
I noticed that too. She had the fresh scar tissue with the scars from the diamonds. Yeah, she definitely had more scars. But that was another point that he was making in the film, was that if you leave them alone, they probably would do much better than you guys keeping them. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because the T-Rex did look much healthier in this film than she did in Jurassic World when she was in captivity.
Yeah, she did. When you and me saw and they were carrying her off.
Right.
And that was the exact one that she was in Lost World.
She wasn't in Lost World.
Yeah, that
was a different island. Let's talk about that.
That was the same container.
That was. And that's another good point. Is that this movie felt much more like Jurassic World felt like Jurassic Park. Fallen Kingdom felt like Lost World.
Yeah.
It's darker. You don't get to see as many animals, but it's much more darker and violent. Like the deaths in this movie. This guy had to turn his head. The first time the Indoraptor killed someone, this guy couldn't even watch. He was turned around with his hands. It was brutal. And
that's why I'm not a big fan of him.
Yeah, and that's a good point. You know what? That's a solid point, hey, because I feel like even though the Indominus Rex in the first movie was killing people, it felt more instinctual, like an animal. The Indoraptor felt like a freaking killing machine. It was like a monster. You know what I'm saying?
It's like a bull. It was like a bull out of a stadium.
Good point. That's what it was like. That's what it was like. It was like they bred a freaking
bull
alien with a robot, with a dinosaur.
And a bull.
And that's a good point. It was like a freaking raging psycho. You know, it was like where the Indominus Rex was super intelligent, which is why
the Indoraptor was like more intelligent.
The Indoraptor didn't have a lot of intelligence. It did animal stuff, but like it didn't problem solve. No, it did. You remember that scene? There is a scene in the movie where the Indoraptor got shot twice with tranquilizers. But you find out later, like Owen was shooting this freaking Indoraptor, and for some reason, nothing could penetrate his skin. Remember the guy was trying to pull the tooth out? Couldn't even pull the tooth out of this freaking thing.
No.
You know, it's skin. So it gets shot with tranquilizers. The Indoraptor falls down. You're like, okay, it's passed out. The guy goes over. This is the guy collecting teeth in movies. Like a theme for this guy. He goes and tries to pull the tooth out of the Indoraptor, and you see the Indoraptor's eye open up, and he waves his tail to distract the guy. Then he closes his eye. The guy's like, what the hell was that? Goes back to pull it up again,
and then
opens it up, and the guy's hands up here. Yeah, and he...
No, it was like this.
Yeah. Ow! Wait a minute. Get off me. That hurt. And... So, the Indoraptor had that one scene where he did something like really clever, but it was a very similar scene to what the Indominus Rex did in Jurassic World, was scratching the wall to get them to open up the gate thing. There's some stuff that was missing from this one that I thought, this is another reason why this probably, I can't speak for you, but there's some things that the Indominus Rex did that made it far superior than anything that they did with the Indominus Rex. It had no camouflage. The Indoraptor had no camouflage. Was not as intelligent, was not as big.
Indominus Rex was...
And was the Indoraptor full grown? Did they even mention like the age of the Indoraptor? It couldn't have been. It couldn't have been because it had to have been a baby. So it
had to have been a baby. Or maybe a teenager.
But then that's the problem I have with the movie though, because they were trying to sell the prototype. Remember? And the guy was like, the prototype is not for sale.
And then he did it anyway.
And then he does it anyway. And it's like, okay, well, is it Indoraptor... 3 years old and like full. How, if it's not an adult, how do you even know? Right.
Is it a teenager or a baby or a grown up?
But
Or is it a female or a male?
They clearly made it seem like that. Like it had to be like under a year old though.
Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, they don't even have a mature animal in their hands and they're selling it. You don't even know how big it's gonna get.
Yeah.
You know, so it's
like
stuff like that where it was like, because in the first movie, in Jurassic World, they said, they said it's going to get far bigger than, they knew how big the Indominus Rex was going to get.
Yeah, because at first it was like, well, in the front one, well, which one was what about the other egg that was the other Dominus?
Oh, the one that she ate?
The one that she ate.
Her brother?
Yeah, her brother.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. It's like they never said how old. That's the difference between these movies. Because the first Jurassic World, you could say, well, the Indominus Rex could have been 10 years old. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know when that happened. But in this one, you have to say that it happened in a 3-year time span. And I think I want to say they kept saying 4 years. I think it was 4 years they said in the movie. They kept acting like. Maybe I'm getting that wrong. It was 4 years between the first Jurassic Park and the Lost World, and I might be getting that wrong. The Jurassic World came out in 2015. It's 2018, so I'm just gonna go off that. 3 years. In 3 years, there's no way you're gonna know everything you need to know about a freaking hybrid that you just made up. You have no basis of what it's gonna be when it gets older. You have no idea how fast it's gonna be.
When it gets older.
Yeah, they were like they were.
You don't know how intelligent, and you don't know how intelligent it's gonna be when it's fully grown.
Fully grown, because it's clearly underdeveloped.
And you don't even know you don't even know how it is, if it's just gonna be even sneakier when it grows up.
Yeah, that's a good point. How do they know that it's just gonna be like, you know what? I'm smart enough to know that you guys are like trying to control me, and I'm not gonna do what you tell me to do.
Yeah.
And now you sold the thing for like $30 million. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Is there something over there you want to see? No, if I showed you over here, I have like Star Wars collectibles over here, and this dude is just over here. Yeah. We're gonna have to work on your destruction capabilities. I'm gonna have to cover this up with the thing or something. Yeah. Let's talk about let's talk about the characters here. I thought Owen was better in the first Jurassic World. He didn't have as much screen time as this one as he did in the first one.
He had a couple of screen time.
Yeah, but he didn't have like the badass riding a motorcycle with the velociraptors.
Yeah.
The you know, shooting down the freaking the Morphodons and the Tyrannosaurus. You know, he had a lot. First of all, this is not an action movie. The Lost World. The first Jurassic World was like an action movie. There was a bunch of action going on. You know what I'm saying? It was like this. They're trying to stop this monster, quote unquote, from like killing everybody. Of course, this dude's gonna freaking use a lawnmower while we're trying to make a freaking video. Are you freaking kidding me? Yeah. You know, again, this movie felt like The Lost World to me, where it wasn't an act. There wasn't a whole bunch of action going on. In fact, I remember I said like the whole second act, all you see is all the dinosaurs are sleeping. It's like every time you see a dinosaur is sleeping. There's you know, or they're hurt or they're dying. There's a lot of dinosaurs dying in this movie, unfortunately.
The sad part, Brachiosaurus.
Yeah. When the volcano was erupting, one of the things that was very unsettling, again, this is going back all the way back to the gyrosphere I was talking about. When they get in the gyrosphere and they're rolling down the hill, and the volcano is just, it's full-blown erupting at this point. Those dinosaurs have nowhere to go. They're going to the cliff, they're falling in. You've seen the shots in the trailer when they're falling in the water. And
the pteranodons are lucky.
Yeah, and of course...
The Mosasaurus is lucky too.
Mosasaur, if you could swim and fly, you'd say, hey, screw the volcano, you know? But that's the crazy thing about it, is that the Mosasaurus...
Yeah, but the volcano is shooting far away at the pteranodons.
The volcano sequence, in my opinion, was my favorite part of the movie. By far. To see because it felt real, like a real volcano would have erupted back 65 million years ago. And they nailed that. The cinematography or how they film it, the lava felt real. When they go down in the water, to see those animals drowning, that was sad. Yeah, that was sad. And there's a few shots once the island does get just pulled over with lava, and you see this silhouette of this Brachiosaurus. And this guy with a freaking lawnmower. Stop it already. We're trying to record. We're just going to wait. We're just going to wait.
Yeah.
When the volcano sequence to me was my favorite. What was your favorite part of the movie? First of all, did you like it better than Jurassic World?
I liked it better than Jurassic World.
You liked Fallen Kingdom better than Jurassic World?
Yes.
Why? Considering that his favorite dinosaur is what?
Stitch Malik.
Out of the first two, you love the Indominus Rex. That was your favorite dinosaur. But you didn't like the Indoraptors, so... Well, I shouldn't say you didn't like it. You just didn't like it better than the Indominus Rex.
No, because when the Indominus Rex died, I was...
But you like this movie better than Jurassic World?
Yeah.
I actually personally like Fallen Kingdom better than Jurassic World. Not by a whole lot, but enough where I felt like this Fallen Kingdom had more things in it that I wasn't expecting, even though they show way too much in the trailer and it's almost beat for beat where I felt like I knew everything was going to happen. Jurassic World felt more like Jurassic Park 3 to me. Except you just take out the Spinosaurus and put in Indominus Rex. You know what I'm saying? Like, and my second favorite dinosaur is the Spinosaurus. So I kind of like Jurassic Park 3 because of the Spinosaurus, even though the Jurassic Park 3 is probably my least favorite of all these films. Yeah, but the Spinosaurus is cool. You can't take it away from the Spinosaurus. But why did you like Fallen Kingdom better than Jurassic World?
Because there was a lot more dinosaurs on there. There was new dinosaurs on there. Like Stygimoloch, Baryonyx, Brachiosaurus,
Apatosaurus, Compies, and Kylosaurus. My wife just handed in our little hybrid cat. She's not a hybrid. Say hi, Stormy.
smack somebody.
Damn. Hey. I would agree with you with that. I thought that I liked the dinosaurs better in this movie than I did in Jurassic World. But only because like I think Jurassic World. I felt like Jurassic World was more like a Godzilla monster movie where you have the Indominus Rex going around chomping up people, and the whole plot of the movie is stop the Indominus Rex from killing people, right?
Yeah.
This movie had much of a story to it, and
it was like Jurassic. It was like kind of like Jurassic World was the very beginning.
Yes.
Of Fallen Kingdom.
That's his mother and my wife, Bunny. You might as well say hi at this point. Just say hi.
Hi.
Okay. What did you think about the movie?
No.
Oh.
It was okay.
She said it was okay. Yeah, I thought the movie was in two chunks. I thought it was like two different movies. Like you said, the first act, the first half of the movie was like it was like a mix between Jurassic Park, Lost World, and Jurassic World, and then the second half felt much more like the Lost World to me.
Yeah.
Just the Lost World. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up here. Final thoughts on the movie, Hayden? Was it really good? Not good at all? Bad? What was it to you? Was it really good?
It was really good. Really good.
Could have been better.
Could have been better.
I think so in some spots. Indoraptor definitely could have been better.
If it was...
It's not as funny as Jurassic World. That's another thing. It's a much more serious film.
Yeah, it's a much more serious film. Except the part where when Owen was talking to Quail, and he said, "I'll be fine."
Oh yeah, when that was probably like
one. That was only one funny part.
Right. Owen definitely does not crack as many jokes in this movie. He had a few lines, nothing like he did in Jurassic World. Claire, much more solid character. Her arc continues to flow. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. She's probably my favorite character out of these two films now, as far as the human characters. My favorite dinosaur is still the T-Rex, but I'm loving Claire.
Well, when the Brachiosaurus part, Quail was like, when we saw Quail's face, when she was looking at the Brachiosaurus, she was like heartbroken.
Yeah,
for the Brachiosaurus.
Right, and that's why I like her character. It's a continuation from the first movie, where at the beginning of Jurassic World, she was just this businesswoman who could not care less about these animals, other than the bottom dollar. Just like she was just like on her job. Who cares about the animals? It's just part of my job. And then
I have to take care of these animals. I have to make sure. Well, in Jurassic World, she was like, we had to make sure that all of these animals are still in our paddock.
Right. She made sure that no money was lost. Many people need to come to the park every single day, and we cannot lose any animals. Better animals.
Yeah, do not lose. And
you remember, she was the one who had their final approval on the Indominus Rex.
Yeah, she was.
She was one of the ones who said, "Yeah, we definitely." She pushed for the hybrid because she thought the park needed more teeth, bigger attractions and more bigger dinosaurs, predators, teeth. More teeth. Basically,
They don't
want to see more Stegosaurus and Triceratops, and so they want to see. They want to see Spinosaurus, Baryonyx, Indominus Rex, Indoraptor. They want stuff Conators. Stuff that. I'm still surprised we haven't seen Dilophosaurus. We have not seen him since that first film.
No.
And I think it's because they screwed up so bad on how he looks. He is not that small. He does not have a freaking frill. He does not spit. You know what I'm saying? Like He
does not spit.
That thing in the first film is not a Dilophosaurus.
No, that was last time. Allosaurus, never seen in the park. ever.
Yeah, but we see it in this movie.
Yeah, we see it in this movie.
Yeah, but they said
But they got all the new dinosaurs in as toys.
But I think we finally seen. I think Fallen Kingdom. We finally seen all the dinosaurs we are going to see in these films.
Yeah.
I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't. I think
Allosaurus.
I think we finally saw all of them.
Like Allosaurus.
Yeah. Allosaurus. Like some of the shit that I can't even pronounce. Like you were talking about. I thought that guy was Pectocephalosaurus, and you said it was what?
Stygimoid.
Still, how the hell do you know this stuff?
Because I've been watching dinosaurs on.
Yeah,
Dino
so right.
Dan.
Oh, Donald Dan.
Yeah.
Dan's good. So that's going to wrap up this Fanboy Film Nerd Galaxy Class spoiler review on Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I actually love this movie. I'm going to go back and see it again with this little guy. It is so much to soak up in this movie.
So much so much sadness.
It is very sad. It's
the Brachiosaurus.
Yeah. If you go see the movie, the volcano scene,
in the Brachiosaurus.
with the lava, the silhouette of that Brachiosaurus dying and them falling,
falling down,
and all the ones that drown in the ocean.
And the Brachiosaurus
very sad.
Doing this, and then he fell down, and then his neck came in, and then he fell down.
This is what I got to deal with. If you guys want to watch the movie, he'll probably just come down and reenact the whole thing for you. Look, let's get the hell out of here. Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for movie night. Say goodbye, hey.
Bye.
See you guys next time on the next movie night. Until then, be you, be genuine, but above all, be safe. See you next time.
See you next time.